Morning, everyone. How we doing? Thank you, Pineapple, for 17 months. 17 months of this shit. We all good? We're actually starting with a bang this morning. Morning, Ritzy. Morning, Ben. Hold on. I need to send a message to one of the OWTV teams. Hold on. But I'm half listening, guys. You've got 50% of my attention. Morning, HSQC5871. Sorry, Ben Parr, I didn't read out your numbers as well, which seems disrespectful in hindsight. 635. Proper match to start? I know. Like a horse head on a pillow type message? No, a nice message. Well, thank you, Benji. Thank you for the 14 months prime. Nobody's crossed me. Has anyone else been watching? Maybe some people recognize it. Has anyone else been watching Peacemaker? Season 2 has just started coming out, and I've been locked in. Hey, Kimmy. I haven't watched episode 3 yet. I've watched. What have I watched? Have I watched episode 3? I think I've watched episode 3. Did not see the news about life on Mars, no. It's class, actually. I mean, season 1 was really good. I enjoyed that one a lot. And season 2 has actually just started. It's fucking mega. It's such a good combination of action and nonsense. And it has all of that while still having like a really grounded story isn't the right word, but all the characters are real people. Like it does the drama well, it does the personal story well, while being in this over the top nonsense type world. Hold on, let me actually type this message or I'll never do it. But yeah, super into it, and now I'm at that horrible bit because we didn't start it immediately when season 2 came out, so we had like a sort of bank of episodes, so we watched the first 3, and then all of a sudden, fuck, just gagging for the next one. Normally I'm a saver. I don't know if people are savers, but normally I'm like I'll wait for the whole season to come out and then we'll just watch it over the course of like a week or something. But I've not been saving this one, and now I am stuck. Haven't watched it yet because you can't see him. Fuck. I actually got so much time. So much time for John Cena. He's class, actually. 100% binge generation. I know, right? Fuck. It's just better, I feel like. It's just better. New episode is coming out today. Fuck. Yeah, my wife's, she's around her friends tonight, so we won't be watching it tonight. Does the date time on OWTV follow user region or UTC? I think it follows user region. Because mine's... What's ECC time right now. I'm pretty sure it's localized. I'll double check that for you. Yeah, because it's showing my time, so it should be localized. It'll be easier when we have accounts and stuff, and then we can definitely have it, but it should be localized already. PG, hold on. I just need 2 examples, and then we can lock into the games, and I'll get to your question, Fix. But the first game is for Banger Fix. If you're here already, you've made the correct choice already in your life. I've classed in an hour, but it's time to drop out then. Can't wait for a fantasy rabbit hole. I mean, it'll come eventually. I need to do my FPL team as well. And I've not really looked at it at all. Which is a problem. Hold on, I just need to find a good example of what I'm looking for. Let's spell all the words correctly. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that for everyone. Flip. Hey, apparently, Abdallah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, with the OWTV stuff, it just means there's, like, quite often a lot of things happening at the same time. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get some type of clean feed. Then only add age map play. Are you able to add the stream later? Well, then I need that. Then I need that. Clean feed. Where am I looking? There we go. All right. Now it's for dirty feed. This is for clean feed. Oh, my voice is going already. That's not good. That's not good. Can you hear that? Press that button. Hold on, and let's do... No. That one. There we go. Let's go Korea. Show all matches. We're in week 3. We're right at the top. Can you see my pen? You can see my pen. So yeah, WAE versus Falcons is our first game. Old Ocean versus Mer Gaming. Bit of a bottom of a barrel dogfight. And then onside against T1, which might just be onside getting kind of smoked. Let me turn this down as well. I wish for... Oh. What are we saying? Merit needs a good, expensive stake to not sandbag is my interpretation. Never put him on Tracer. Well, we'll get an answer to that question as well, because WAE have been pretty keen to run double flex DPS, even though AID has been there as well. That's definitely a quality of life. Yeah, don't worry, Kimmy. Yeah, especially once we get accounts, it'll definitely be there if it's not already working. Yeah. Sorry. I love the Overwatch TV content, but I'm so worried you're going to burn out. Yeah, I mean, these first 2 weeks have been a lot. This week, we're probably struggling a little bit with a turnaround on some stuff. But we've actually got a load of stuff recorded and still coming out. So I think we're okay. Like, we're still in the figuring it out stage, is probably how I'd put it. Morning, Willow. I'm good. How are you? Have different people made for montages? Hold on, I'll finish answering my first question. Yeah, so turnaround has been a bit messy, but we've got some help now in place, and it feels like every day we're getting like closer and closer to a more consistent system. I think but yeah, it's a lot, but I think we're getting closer and closer. The team's actually really big. The team was kind of designed to be huge to help with the sort of ambition and the volume of work. So that was kind of all sort of factored in. Ready for some Korean Overwatch to start the weekend? Hope WAE wins. I mean, it's kind of on for WAE. They've not had the most impressive start to the stage, but it's kind of on for them. Yeah, all the montages made by different people. Again, we've got like quite a robust team there, and I wanted with weekly highlights, I didn't want it to feel. What's a good like? A comparison would be the news site, right? So, for example, if we write a news story on a roster move or something, you want it to feel actually the same for every single one, right? You want that consistency of reporting and accuracy and getting the information to you. You want them to all feel kind of similar. But with the frag highlights, because we got different editors, I gave them a lot of freedom in terms of I'm really happy for them to look quite different. There's certain bits I want the same, you know, the OWTV logo. I want to make sure we credit all the clip collectors who helped us and such. But in terms of actual style and direction, a lot of freedom for them there, because I thought that would be more interesting than just a sort of, what's the word? Just if we copied the same format for every single one. And I think that's also more interesting for the editors as well, in that they get to do a little bit of their own thing. Yeah, they've got the old shirts. The old shirts. New name. Hold on, let me join voice before I forget. Join voice, press that. Oh, I should knock Max as well. Why is chat no longer on screen? Don't know, did I turn it off by accident? Let's see. No, it's still there. Has it gone missing? It's still turned on my OBS. Load stream elements. Let me load stream elements and let me give Hunter a knock. Let's do both things at once.
안녕하세요. 외에서 서브힐러를 맡고 있는 마카라고 합니다.
네, 마카 선수 반갑습니다. 그렇다면 팀 팔콘도 만나볼까요?
안녕하세요. 팀팔콘 코치하고 있는 에이드입니다. 반갑습니다.
네, 에이드 코치님도 반갑습니다. 먼저 외는 현재 3승 1패로 4위, 팔콘은 5위를 기록하고 있습니다. 순위표로 따지면 상연 중에 최약체고요, 하연 중에 최강체입니다. 그런데 양팀 모두 최강팀이었던 만큼 현재 순위에는 만족 많이 못하실 것 같아요. 본인들이 생각했던 예상 순위와는 지금 현재
overlays.
크레이지 라쿤 경기를 조금 아쉬운 모습을 보여드렸는데 이번에 팔콘을 잡고 무잔사마에게 인정을 받아서 한 2등, 3등까지 올라가는 경기로 보여드리겠습니다.
이야, 조금 더 인정을 받아서 피를 많이 받아서 올라가겠다라고 말씀해 주셨는데요. 그렇다면 팀 팔콘은 어떨까요?
저희도 저번에 제타전을 사실 이겼어야 되는 경기라고 생각을 하는데 그 경기도
Let's see if I can reload it. Properties.
이후의 경기들은 저희가 차근히 준비 잘해서 꼭 상위로 다시 올라가겠습니다.
예, 그렇습니다. 자, 양 팀의 경우 최근 경기가 미드 시즌 챔피언십이었는데요. 그때 팔콘이 2대 0으로 승리했습니다.
It says it's still on.
당시 분위기
But clearly it's not working.
현장 지원이 있었는데
Let me try adding it again.
사우디아라비아 홈팬분들의 열띤 응원 덕분에 기가 죽었다. 북도 치고 현장에
Oh.
엄청난 분위기 때문에
Sign alive?
거 아니냐라는 말들이 있었는데요. 그때 당시 분위기 어땠나요?
뭔가 거기서 말 한번 잘못하는
Signs
순간
alive.
한국에 못 돌아올 정도로 좀 무섭긴 했는데
Have I got you in the right
그런
place?
거
Hold on, let
상관없이
me.
경기는 잘 해야 된다고 생각하고 근데 그 부분에 대해서 저희는 그냥 좀 저희 자체 문제가 있었기 때문에 이번에는 그런 문제를 잘 보완해서 꼭 좋은 경기 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
There we go.
네.
Alright, let me close all that now.
다 극복해서 오늘만
I get some Preds going as well.
드리겠다라고 말씀드려봤습니다. 그렇다면 팀팔콘 그때 분위기 어땠나요?
그때 저희가 어마어마한 이제 홈버프를
Yeah, WAE aren't a real org. They're just
팀이 이제 첫 국제
they're just a name.
긴장했던 것도
just a name the players chose, and I think they had their own shirts made. So clearly not willing to reinvest the second time around.
그때 버프 오늘의 복수로 돌아올까봐 살짝 겁이 난다라고 말씀드려봤습니다.
Alright, WAE Falcons. Who will win? Map 1. There we go.
되기 전에 서로에게 오늘 경기 잘 부탁드린다고 한 마디씩 주고받고 마무리하겠습니다.
Alright, we're all back. Chat working. Preds working.
저번처럼 좀
Cam working.
무기력하게 지는 경기력은
Tickler ready to go.
오늘 무기력하게 저희 넘겨주지 않을 겁니다라고 말씀드려봤습니다.
Does anyone have actually? Can I ask a favor? Does anyone have the Billy link for China?
같이 받고 저희가 이기도록 하겠습니다.
야, 사우디아라비아 홈팬분들의 그런 버프 여기 한국 팬분들도 똑같이 주고 계신다라고.
It doesn't start for another hour yet, but I wonder if anyone has the link already. Morning, Quark. Should we do some quick Preds? You can see it on this screen, can't you? Alright, I think these ones are the easy ones. 3-0, 3-0. And then this first one is the tough one. I feel like Falcons still just win it. Maybe it's like a 3-1. Yeah, Max is joining. Let's invest. What was it? I was talking to a group chat the other day, and then an opportunity came up for the let's invest, but I couldn't remember what the meme was, or like what the correct correct words were. So I just said speed invest. I think it's actually I show finance is the correct emote. But I thought speed invest. Max knew what I meant. And that's the important thing. You think Old Ocean versus Mer will be closer? I don't know. I'm not convinced. Not convinced by Mer at all. I think Old Ocean will actually wipe the floor with them. I mean, I'll take a dogfight. If they're given a dogfight, I'll take a dogfight. Because if you look at the 2 previous weeks of Korea, you'll see we had a pretty good opener and then a load of rubbish. And then in week 2, we had this one pretty good game of the first day. And then we just had a load of sweeps. I mean, obviously this T1 sweep of Crazy Raccoon was actually quite interesting. You know, this was like an interesting 3-0. But I'm hoping for a bit more life. I think, you know, series that stand out to me. Obviously, WAE Falcons today. Crazy Raccoon versus Zeta. 2 teams on slightly different trajectories. That one should be fun. Maybe T1 WAE at the end, though I kind of expect T1 to blow them out of the water. Trust Stacey to put on a show? I will. I will. Someone's not even in first map, is he? We've got Hambin here. If that affects anyone's preds. If Hunter comes first, you're not given... Yeah, so if anyone works for a team or plays on a team or anything like that, they can't win the prizes. They can still, you know, they can still claim they were first place, but they won't actually win.
Hello?
Morning.
Opening Sombra ban from Team Falcons. Trying to prevent Merit from picking it, presumably.
Yes, it's an incredibly good choice.
Yeah.
The problem is,
Take
what's
away
the
the
backup
choice.
option?
He's got a mean Reaper on him. And a mean Reaper on him. So
Keep it mean, keep it Reaper.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to keep it both mean and Reaper for the remainder of the stage. Until the mid-season patch, at least.
I think they might get away with it against WAE, because WAE have just been running Aid on Tracer, which also just feels remarkably unscary.
Yeah, they've also just not felt very good, right?
Yeah. It's been like, you know, Sunjin and Milgaru still look good, but it doesn't feel like we're anywhere near some of the results they've got so far this year, you know, where they start upsetting a lot of the big teams.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we're in upset territory right now. Clean feed. Bang. Okay. Hunter, where's the YouTube live stream? I think I just went live with it, mate. Like, is it on? Is it working? Oh my god, it's unlisted.
Oh, he's unlisted it. How are people going to find it now? What letters do they need to type in?
Oh, if only. Okay, well, it should be fixed now. All right, I need to shoot Mari with a water pistol in game. Oh, okay.
Ooh. Where are we looking?
How do
Woodson banned against Hambin. Grow up, WAE. What are you going to say?
Time, numbers?
Oh, scary numbers, scary numbers. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24.
Just works. Same as it ever was.
Hambin over to the Diva. Merit onto the Sim here. We've seen T1 run versions of this with Zest moving over to the Sim in some situations, but we're going to get a look at Team Falcons trying to find a different answer to what the hell can Merit play in this type of meta. For WAE, they're sticking to the tried and tested. Ada's going to keep playing Tracer as we go for an initial TP out. Onto this Wu Yang. Hambin is on the hunt, but the Wu Yang's round the corner. So Falcons, they've cleared this space, but they've lost Chio on the way through. They've lost Merit on the way through as well. Disaster start for Falcons.
Absolute mess. And now playing retake, I mean, it's going to be really awkward for them because Milgizzy, he's going to be able to catch every rotation, every TP angle. This isn't an easy point to just make the Sim work and way. I mean, with all their high ground control, Sonjin's going to be up top, Maka's going to have a good angle to poke everywhere they go. Right now, Milgizzy's just holding up on the choke, watching the flank, seeing if he can catch anybody on rotation, but he's already spotted the walk to the right side. Even though Proper's retaking through the coast, this is great space for Milgizzy to engage.
Big slam there, lots of opening damage. Falcons going to try and top it up. Fielder's taking a lot more damage. Sunjin tries to isolate Merit underneath, but can't get the kill. Falcons, they are on point, but they are surrounded on the high ground. Milgaru will transfer some of Nat's shields. Aids will be forced back for now. Falcons just trying to force point. Proper has found his way onto the back line. Hanbin's able to combine with that as well. Finishes off Sunjin. Now they're all over it. Lee Soo-min is 1 HP. Will get finished off too. Little TP back from Hanbin as well. And they've done it, Falcons. They've managed to force it all for 3 point.
Yeah, I mean, they've just forced over to point and managed to get it in 1. It feels like WAE had an opportunity there. You could see a little soft engagement from Milgaru, and then Falcons push onto the point right after that first wave has hit. WAE just needed to bleed a little bit more out of Falcons with that first engage, so that then Falcons wouldn't have the staying power to push over WAE in the next turn. Now Falcons have a really healthy bank of ultimates. They've already got double support ulti, so Chia can counter out the Tidal Blast combo from Maka and Aid. Really, anyone's game at this point, but Maka has a very high ground position early on.
Tidal Blast in hand, ready to go as well. Falcons have both support ults to respond, but we might have to throw it out here. Goes on to Lee Soo-min just to save him. That's not the ideal. Chio still gets stunned by it as the beat comes out. Beat's going to roll away, but Fielder's going to find a kill during it. Now just trying to isolate these players at the back. Proper's got Aid. Chio's coming to help him out as well. There should be no way out for Aid here. Recall has been forced. Pulse it onto Chio. It kills him. Chio led in his shoes. Proper furious with everyone for that one. But Falcons do have a point still.
Oh my days, Chio. Not sure what's going on there. Honestly, he must have gotten money for that one. That is insane. Team Falcons, they're going to pop the symbol very early. Yeah, I'm dropping the Chio spread immediately. The symbol is up on the point, but Milgizzy has double booped Falcons out into the open, nearly stealing away a flip, but can't quite get it done. Now Lee Soo-min's going to throw down the Kitsune Rush. Blade is out for Sonjin as well. It's a very expensive fight, but they should be able to come away with a victory. Milgaru finds Fielder. There's only 3 members left for Falcons, and Hanbin has a bit more sensibility than Aid, is not going to throw his bomb into a lost fight.
Yeah, hugely expensive for WAE. We're going to see Aid go over onto the Venture as well. Tracer really not had a large impact so far in this stage since playing a lot of that hero. Venture, it's been slightly better, but still nothing to write home about. Falcons now will play Retake, but they've not got any of their key ultimates. They've got a Self-Destruct, they've got a Pulse Bomb, they have opportunities here as WAE really don't have nothing, but they still have to get through this gauntlet. Milgaru doesn't get the first slam, but he can look for another one as they come onto point now.
And Milgaru tries to take his first turn, but he's already missed a great opportunity to bleed some cooldowns out. Now Sonjin goes dashing through. There is a kill converted onto Chio with 1-for-1 trades right now, but Aid has found Fielder as well, booping everybody out away from the objective. It's such a good fight for WAE right up until the flip goes through. Now Hanbin is chasing Lee Soo-min. There's nobody left to help except for Maka, but Maka with the healing just getting him safe. Hanbin gets another resuit, but no, he won't actually. I'm lying through my teeth. As Falcons, they did steal the cap there, and that has bought them another fight.
Yeah, he's actually getting through a good amount of work on the Venture. Obviously matches up nicely into the Sim, ability to disrupt a lot of those teleporters or just get good damage on people who do come through the teleporters. And you saw Falcons really struggling. Now Tidal Blast into spawn, and Aid's just going to keep getting it done. Merit falls. Going to go back towards the point. Tectonic Shock now as well. Chio is in the sky. Needs to wait for him to land. Beautiful from Aid. Now he's onto the back line, and Aid is going to close this one out for WAE.
Aid really putting on a clinic here on the Venture. Apparently Tracer was, after getting a fadeaway frag onto Chio, Venture was the move all along. Symbol's out for Merit, and that could enable some pretty good stall here. I mean, there's a Kitsune Rush out as well, but with Proper going down to Maka, I feel like 3v5, there's just not enough of a chance to really clutch this one out. Symbol fades, and the remainder of Falcons are going to fall over as well. Rough spot for Falcons to be in this patch, Xavier. No ball player, no hazard player, Merit.
I mean, it's rough. It's rough, isn't it? Yeah, Falcons there, the final fight. They get the ults off in the end, the Symbol with Kitsune Rush, but really already dead by the time that comes through. Just preserves the stagger a little bit. Now over onto Mecha Base, a map that can be trickier for ball, but even though it's inside, it's actually quite wide. There's a lot of ways for Milgaru still to play to force through point on retakes and make it difficult for Falcons. Gonna have to rely a lot on Merit's teleporters. Again, if Falcons choose to play through point, it's a similar geometry in terms of if you want to stand on a point, you have to all be on the low ground. If you're on the low ground, you set up great opportunities for Aid, Milgaru, Lee Soo-min and Maka just to take these angles. So it's another tough point for Falcons on this comp.
Dark Knight Guy says, did you know the latest Avril theory is if you go up 2 checkpoints on this map, you might win? I like that theory, actually. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Avril's wise. Early pick from Fielder onto Lee Min, really important for Team Falcons so they can start to get the ball rolling here. They struggled so much, even after getting the first cap on downtown, but another free pick from Fielder is really going to help them out. They also didn't get the first cap on downtown.
Push it back out, trying to clear Merit now as Maka takes a little bit of this space. Merit's being forced further and further back as Falcons will try and force for point. Do get the first flip here. Dash in from Sunjin to try and clear him, but Falcons going to pivot away, and Merit's going to find Lee Min while they do that as well. Player advantage coming through. Aid now burrowed underneath, trying to isolate Merit. Has done. Pocket is good for Merit, though. They save him from that, and Proppers and Hanbin have managed to clean up the backline as well, so a much better start. They still trade a lot of players, actually, but Hanbin should be able to stabilize a bit here.
This is a pretty good start for Team Falcons. They're already quite significantly up. And honestly, I feel as if now WAE, they just, they need to get behind. They need to force Falcons away because I think if Falcons can just keep playing off their TP, ping-ponging back and forth, it can be very awkward. But Milgaro, I mean, he's gone for a slam up on the high ground right away. He's caught nothing, so not a fantastic start. Falcons are just backed up, and I feel like they're ready for a repush any second now.
Looking for their timing. Proppers already behind, taking a lot of Lee Min and Maka's attention, forcing them to pocket each other. Sunjin going to come back, and Hanbin is on the hunt, and Hanbin finds that one as well. You see the combination. Proper pressures in the back. Hanbin tries to hunt down someone in the front. They get that pick, and Falcons now, they're a little bit low. They're a bit battered and bruised, but they've stabilized on point, and they flipped it right back after 7%.
Do manage the flip. Now you can see high ground engagement from Hanbin. He's pushing very deep. He's looking for more. But Falcons, I mean, they're still in control. Kitsune Rush out from Lee Min, but it's very far back. Feels like an easy disengage opportunity. Kitsune Rushes have actually been mirrored. Hanbin's even dropped the bomb. Now Falcons are actually muscling up on the point. Maka has to self-cast the Tidal Blast because he's under a lot of pressure from Proper. But the Symbol's up from Merit. Even though he's stunned, the beat from Chio should keep him relatively healthy. Maka continues to run away, but Hanbin will catch kill in the end. 1-for-1 trades.
Good work from Hanbin again now. Proper's managed to find Lee Min in the back, and Proper's actually getting through so much work off screen a lot of the time here on this backline. Tectonic shot from Aid to try and turn it, but Hanbin's going to go into the sky. Minimizes some of the damage, but Aid is still chasing, looking for more. Hanbin is 1 HP, flying into the sky, desperately preserving his HP. Chio is there. Chio's boot Milgaro off. They kept Hanbin in mech through all of this. Insane peel from the Falcons backline, and they might just win the round off that. Sunjin with a desperate blade all over Chio, does find one, needs more onto the backline. Suzu is perfect, though. One more slash for Sunjin. He can't get it. The Falcons backline making all the difference here.
Chio, I mean, many deaths, but Fielder, good for it in the clutch. TP's on, hits the Suzu, but ultimately, you know, WAE, they're back in control. Yeah, it feels like the scrap is continuing here, but Falcons, maybe they're just going to take their time. There's a minefield for Milgaro now, so if Falcons try and just push through the choke too willy-nilly, if they don't TP out, they might just get caught up by a minefield. You can see Milgaro has actually used the grapple, but he's still trying to mark the rotation. You can see Falcons, they're crossing out into the open, and Milgaro is biding his time. He's not rushing it. Now he comes in for the minefield and the slam, but again, Fielder, a game-winning Suzu, prevents the boot.
Yeah, Hanbin's a little bit separated, but he can take care of himself as they keep going around. Sunjin dives in, not huge dash value, but Milgaro follows up. Fielder is down now, healing is limited. Hanbin does not have self-destruct just yet. Proper's found a trade, but they are going to stagger this baby potentially. Not too much, actually. They have to go back, contest point. A couple of players to clean up here, but they're going to be forced to reset again, Falcons.
Falcons now, I mean, they're really backed up to the wall. You can see Aid in the choke actually overextends, gets himself picked, and this is a huge opening for Falcons. Look at the old Savior. They're about to have all 5. Kitsune Rush is available. Fielder is being tossed around, but he will drop the Suzu. Bit of desperation. Kitsune Rush now thrown out onto the point as Falcons are going to start pressuring that cap. Beats out from Chio as well, but they will catch Marco with it. Still, this feels like an opportunity for WAE to potentially clutch with double support. Oh, forget about a clutch. Falcons have just cleaned up everyone.
Yeah, it felt really aggressive with the beat over the top as well, but it's just overwhelmed him. Aid has the Tectonic Shock. He's trying to stall it. He drops it just to try and kill through Hanbin. They need to go for another touch. Aid gets underground, does get another touch, stalling it out for a while. Aid is going to finally fall. Double support ult back from WAE. Tidal Blast onto Lee Min to try and get the stall, but they need to keep getting the touches here. Maka's going to go in. He's low. Milgaro is back. Maka's isolated in the back. Lee Min still doesn't have this Kitsune Rush. 98%. They can't get the touch.
There's going to be no touch here for WAE, and Falcons are going to even up the scoreline 1-1. Next map, Sanctuary. Ooh, I think it's a much harder map to play the sim, in all honesty. It's big and open, so you can get value from closing the gap, but at the same time, you do get caught out in the open quite a lot. If you're just TPing from one open position to another, feels like it's going to be Milgaru's playground in many ways. He's going to be booping Merit into many dangerous positions. And that's probably where Lee Soo-min is going to shine the most as well, because big open angles always lean well into the flanking Kiriko style.
I feel like Falcons, multiple times now, we talked a lot these first 2 weeks in Korea about these Tidal Blast timings and how they just felt like guaranteed win situations, but it feels like a lot of the supports have come a long way in terms of countering it out, finding the right Suzu timing, saving it for that. Chio had beat a lot of the time for that Tidal Blast as well, so it feels like we've never just seen WAE use a Tidal Blast and win a fight here. So a bit of an outplay in the macro coming through consistently for Falcons, as we're going to see them pivot round to this right-hand side just to try and get a little bit of distance, keep away from the rest of the approaching WAE players for now.
Yeah, I mean, these open angles are really important right now so they can deal with the points, so they can force WAE to make rotations. They've got a Lucio, so they can obviously rotate a bit faster than WAE can, but WAE have lots of very mobile support, so they're going to struggle to be caught out if they stay on their toes. TP comes out onto the point, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just a fake from the looks of it. Mac is being pressured, throws out the Guardian Wave, but Proper, an absolute maestro on the Tracer, up on the high ground, dodges the wave, and then finishes the kill on Maka with ease. Merit, very, very low, dancing with death, but will escape for the moment, goes down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade as Lee Soo-min is out. That means there's a one-man advantage right now for Team Falcons. Nobody's going to cap just yet, but with Hanbin cleaning up Sonjin, it does look like Falcons are taking this first fight. Proper is on another level.
He's so good, actually. It's such a hard task for Proper in these situations, as we see the flip should be going through for Falcons in a second. Maybe it's a recontest. Milgaru's going to keep it up for now, but the point has gone through, and WAE will slow it down. But we're seeing these same situations where Proper is taking basically 1v2s a lot of the time, taking a lot of attention from Maka and Lee Soo-min, and all the while this provides opportunities for Merit, if he can hit a right click, Hanbin to hunt down a kill, and now Field has marked Sunjin out before the fight, so WAE going to struggle to go again.
Yeah, I mean, one-man advantage right now for Team Falcons, and they just need to play the basic game at this point. You can see Aid going for a little one-bop on Proper, does not secure it. Proper, in desperate need of healing, will eventually receive it. But WAE, they just need to run away. They need to reset, because Falcons still in control, player advantage. Next turn for WAE, I mean, there's Pulse, Tectonic Shock. Tectonic Shock's a bit hard to use, though, because it's a big open map and so many people can get away. Kitsune Rush for Lee Soo-min as well. But you can see they're trying to push the flank. Slam comes out from Milgaru. And combo from Aid. Chio's going to go down again. It's another Chio spread.
Chia going to hunt down 2 of these kills with a Kitsune Rush, though, so player advantage still for him. Sunjin's Pulse Bomb out, but a miss. Chia is rolling out back to the fight now. Hanbin has kept the point, anchored through all of this. Kitsune Rush from Lee Soo-min to try and clear him now. Slam comes through, but Hanbin, he's not losing too much health, and Chia is back with a beat. The push is on. Proper hunts down Lee Soo-min. Chio's taking it to Sunjin, well, in a very gentle kind of passive way. Proper's in there for the kills, finishes off a low HP Milgaru. I'm pushing it down, forces for recall. Pulse Bomb attempt if he wants it. Chio's with him, but going to be conservative. One more fight for Falcons and they'll win this map.
Falcons are just one fight away now from taking it. And I mean, after the first point, after downtown, they've looked in a very solid position the entire time. Feels like they've tightened up a little bit and suddenly the comp's working in their favor. You can see Proper over on the left-hand side. He's met with a couple of flankers. There's even Milgaru behind. That's going to force the recall out early. Still not out of the woods yet. You can see TP back for Merit. He's just playing behind for the moment, but he has a symbol, so he can throw that up on the point. Chio's under a lot of pressure. He's being run down by Sonjin, but Sonjin gets a bit lost. Maybe the TP was too much for him to deal with, and that's going to be a Tidal Blast for nothing. Falcons, now, they just keep holding the point. Symbol is up for Merit, but Proper's already found Lee Soo-min. Oh.
Done it again, same old story, and they're just getting pulled apart from all these different angles. None of WAE's ultimates have really found value, and what should be, you know, we've seen it in previous matchups, a really diveable Falcons team. You know, we've seen Merit, Fielder, everyone's struggling. Now we're just into final desperate stall. Milgaru can maybe get one more touch after this. Little right click from Merit to finish the job onto Sunjin. Proper hunts down the ball. And it all comes up Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a real proper masterclass coming apart on this map. I mean, you can see, like, opening fight just massively outplays Maka. Solo kills him before the fight can really start to break down. And if you've got somebody consistently finding value like that, not being marked out despite the enemy team playing the ball, playing the flankers, still managing to find these solo kills, I mean, it just makes such an enormous difference for the Falcons side. It's a words on stream situation. I need to go to the bathroom. Was.
Yeah, really impressive start. Only map was downtown. Downtown is not quite the same space, I guess. It felt like Falcons were doing a really good job of actually just finding all these openings, keeping the backline far enough away, And the backline were dealing with ball timings, for tracer timings, for venture timings, for the most part, whatever was coming their way. And then that gave proper time to find these one-on-ones on the backline. Still feel like there were probably opportunities there, like in many ways, in that type of comp, from WAE's point of view, if you're the ball team there. If the Tracer is really isolated, there are opportunities for you to bully the Tracer out, you know? In theory, when Proper is doing all of these things, Fielder and Chio aren't with him that much. Even Hambin's not with him that much, you know? Proper playing quite a solo game for the most part. It's hard for Falcons to support Proper at the start of the fight. Mid-fight, you know, there's opportunities for Fielder and Chio to go, but I think at the start of the fight, it's really difficult for him. But nonetheless, Proper was still finding all these timings onto the backline, winning these duels, importantly, as well. And then all of a sudden, that just creates infinite space for his team. All that pressure that WAE want to exert from all these different places, all these different angles on the map, just doesn't exist because the backline, which should be a lot of pressure, you know, people always talk about Wu Yang, the damage he can do, the impact Kiri's can have in this as well, but all of a sudden these supports are busy looking after each other or just fighting for their lives. How many times, every time we went on Proper POV, right, it felt like he managed to find just a one-on-one, taking all his backline attention, and then as soon as Proper has that attention, the ability for Hambin or Merit or Fielder, that's sort of the core of the Falcons team, to walk out, do something aggressively. And it felt like most of the time it was probably Sunjin dying first. And I feel like that's a result of the pressure that Proper's able to put out. Someone said it earlier as well, but someone said, oh, aren't the bans the other way around? It does seem a little bit weird that we've got the Winston ban and the Sombra ban. But I don't know. I thought Falcons maybe would have just banned Ball here. Who would have had map pick? It should have been... it should have been WAE, right? They had the higher regular season finish last time around. So it would have made sense if they banned Sombra initially, but I don't know why they wouldn't ban Ball in response. I know lots of people talk about Flashpoint at the moment with Atlas Saravata in the map pool, that maybe you need to save the Ball ban for that map just to make it possible. What are the cash no spreads? Just have Proper on your team? Yeah, that helps. Sorry, I think you maybe asked this a while ago, Nibitron, but oh, sorry. Thank you, Bobby Ross, as well, for the 13 months. I'm catching up. Who are the best DPS players right now? I mean, Proper's making a hell of a case, right? Proper. Zest is probably really in the mix, too. Alpha E and Pelican, I think, have had great. Like, they've got Alpha E and Pelican. On paper, feel like they should be one of the strongest DPS lineups in this type of meta. I think they really showed it against Falcons last week. They got another test. Is it Saturday against Crazy Raccoon? Let me have a goose. I think it's Saturday versus Crazy Raccoon. Yeah, the second game on Saturday. Choi is not Choi. That is correct, yeah. Yeah, it does feel odd. It does just feel a little bit odd. Spin good rookie stage. Yeah, I think Spin had a very impressive couple of weeks. Obviously, it was some of those couple of weeks were kind of just beating up weaker teams. But I was expecting a little bit more from him in that T1 series. I mean, you'd say the same for the whole Crazy Raccoon team, but yeah, the quietest we've seen Spin for sure, but also probably the quietest we've seen Crazy Raccoon as a whole.
Wow.
It's definitely switched. Yeah, I'll check with Craig, because it does seem the wrong way around.
You think the bans were backwards? The Sombra ban and the
Winston ban? Yeah, why would Falcons ban Sombra, and why would...
So they can protect their sim comp? Maybe?
Yeah, but why Okay, yeah, I don't know. It does feel odd though, no? Because also, shouldn't WAE have had first choice?
Have WAE played Sombra at all?
Not really. I feel like we've only seen Adon, Tracer, and Venture. Yeah, we're going to Atlas now. I mean, it's just weird if Falcons wouldn't take the ball ban there if they had it open, unless they're saving it for Flashpoint. Maybe we'll see the answer to that now. Yeah, because it also says Falcons had first ban, which feels like it shouldn't be true.
Wouldn't Falcons be the top seed? They won EWC.
No, but they can't use EWC seeding, can they? Because not all the teams went to EWC. I thought it would have been regional seeding.
They would have been, right, and they were below 8.
They would have been 5th seed. Falcons, yeah. I think, was it 5th or 4th, or either way below WAE in
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. This time WAE ban Lucio and Falcons do have the ball ban. So yeah, I could buy into the theory that Falcons wanted to save it for Flashpoint, like for ball ban.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't necessarily... I don't know why they'd be as worried about Sombra there, particularly. These bans both feel quite reasonable, right? Like, obviously, you can make an argument where you drop the ball by not protecting the ball. Fuck. But the Lucio ban, obviously very strong here. Falcons love to run the Kiri Lucio. Way much prefer to run like the Ana Wu Yang or Kiri Wu Yang. So, in theory, enables the backline, and Milgaro will probably just play a Hazard or a Winston instead.
Sorry, I popped a dead silence for a second there.
Just contemplating. Oh yeah, I can get the Preds up, guys. You have to be quick.
Can you keep waffling?
I can keep waffling. All right, 30 seconds on the Preds. Map 2. We got time. You just got to be quick. You got to make quick decisions with your money and investments. Looks like we are going to be getting some of that from WAE as well. It's going to be Valkyrie Wu Yang. Milgaro is going to play for Winston. Hanbin is going to play the Diva. This should be a pretty good matchup. Like, I look at the comps on our screen right now, and I feel like WAE's comp should match up quite better. The Venture into the Sim feels good. For Winston into the Diva, actually, this type of matchup feels quite good. All going to come down to the specifics, though. Proper going to run into Sunjun on this left-hand side. Sunjun with Nat healing from his Wu Yang, forcing it back. You can see these orbs coming through from both Chio and Maka as well, trying to help win that side fight. Neither Tracer has actually caught any of them so far, so they'll just sort of stalemate it out. Aid now on the left-hand side, encroaching into this backline, trying to set up a pincer. Sunjun's there with him, but a TP away from that and a bit of Matrix. I mean, Aid now has to reposition, and what was he expecting with that drill dash into the open? Easy kill for Hanbin in the end. That's both DPS taken care of, and Falcons will cap first, no problem.
Yeah, Falcons, I mean, it doesn't take them much in order to get the cap. And now, I feel like we're going to need a bit of a change of pace, man. Like, the Winston ban, maybe Winston is good into Falcons comp, but I feel like Milgaro is going to be under so much pressure on this point in particular. Tight chokes, even though there's a high ground and a low ground that can be pressured that Winston can take advantage of, this is good space for Diva as well. And with these tight chokes, it's really easy to get stuffed into a locker on the Monkey. So, really interested to see whether they can make it work. But Aid has been poked out pre-fight, has to be very, very careful as he's already on the run. Proper, creeping in from behind. Milgaro jumps, uses his bubble turn, but with no kill conversion, not even a health advantage, feels like WAE are no closer to a win than when they started.
Milgaro goes back in there for round 2, but didn't have the support, didn't have the bubble, and he will just get deleted. And this next fight is over before it starts. Yeah, it's 71, 72,
67, 68, 69, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78,
we got 79, it, it's perfect.
80, 6, 7.
Aid's 1 HP as they try and hunt down this kill. Actually, Chio and really looking for it here. Nowhere for Aid to go. Easy pickings, a very late death. They can touch it if they want, and Milgaro wants to, but they are player disadvantaged as the rest of Falcons flood back into point. Milgaro's bubble is about to burst, and now he's got no shield, no resistance to this. Sunjun's harassing the backline. Goes for the pulse bomb, misses though, and this is looking like Falcons will just be able to close it out. Not even a touch from WAE.
Yeah, no touch from WAE for the moment, and you can see it feels like they just don't have a solution to what Falcons are doing, in all honesty. I mean, they're going for this all-in approach with the Winston, with the Venture, but, I mean, Milgaro, he's trying to force the issue too much. If you don't get a good dive, you can't just jump back in on Winston and hope to God that the Diva doesn't shift in behind you. I feel like we've already seen a lot of these matchups of Winston into Symmetra at EWC, and even though Sim isn't as strong as what she used to be, it's still incredibly challenging for Milgaro Milgara. So I don't know, WAE, maybe when the ults come online, maybe when things get a bit more difficult in that way, Tidal Blast available to bail Milgara out of dodge, Primal Rage to take people off the map could change the pace a little bit, but I'm not super convinced in all honesty.
Now, you see right now Lee Min A trying to set it up. Kitsune rush from field as a start. Lee Min, very narrow sort of mirror here, but they will trade it on point. Hanbin is going to be demeched and self-destructing. Milgara can wait that one out, but Aid's been picked apart during all of this. Milgara is going to go back in. Seals for Primal Rage. Tidal Blast on him as well. Chio's going to self-cast to survive. More pressure coming through. Symbol over the top now as the support stuck in underneath. Sunjin's going to die. Milgara still has this Primal. Is he going to go for it? Their player's down. He's getting full beamed, and this Primal is just has to run away with it. Disaster ult investment from WAE, really.
Yeah, I'm afraid Mil Glizzy is going to be put out to pasture this season. He's getting put in a bun and eaten up. It's over, guys. That Primal Rage, this fight, I mean, this is an absolute disaster for WAE, right? If their swing timing was when they have the ults, now all they have is the Tectonic Shock. And Tectonic Shock versus Team Falcons' comp, it can find value. In fact, Aid might not even need it to find value. He's just going to drill Chio from behind. Not sure who's winding up in the Brazen Bull, though. Tectonic Shock is out and already expired, but Aid finds another kill. So that is going to be a fight win for WAE off the back of some heroics from Aid.
Proper and Merit still in the back. It's actually been down quite low. Proper's looking for it, but it's only a 1-for-1 trade, so WAE should still be okay. Sunjin has to recall. Merit's low. There we go. WAE get themselves back onto point. Only for Tectonic Shock as well, and they have both support ults coming up. Milgara is going to build a decent amount of this support ult charge as well, as WAE are going to try and get a little bit of a lead there if they can go first. Merit has made the swap onto Reaper now as well. Obviously, Reaper, something we've seen a lot of in all regions, really, and matches up pretty reasonably into the Winston and all of this as well. So, reasonable swap.
Yeah, very reasonable swap from Merit. Aid pre-fighted this time around, so one fight he giveth, the next two taketh away. Now we see one-man advantage for Falcons. They've got the Kitsune rush on the point. Milgara has to run away from the Reaper immediately. Lee Min is going to match Kitsune rushes from behind. Actually forces the bomb out of Hanbin. Merit's had to shift on the objective as well. Capco... Come on.
Lee Min's down, self-cast Tidal Blast because Maka wants to throw some good money after bad, but maybe it was worth it. Maka's found 2 out of that. That's both supports, and all of a sudden it's a dogfight on the point.
He died for our sins.
He will go. Lee Min somehow sets it all up. Sunjin, though, 1v2 has a pulse bomb. Not a 1v2, he's got loads of support.
He's
onto him. Pulse bomb is good onto him as well. Lee Min back from the dead in the nick of time. Now just a baby on point, and WAE have clutched it out miraculously.
Absolutely legend performance from Lee Min. He dies for our sins, he jumps off the map, and 3 days later he rises again to clean up the point. Absolutely legendary performance. He empowered Maka 3 days of grief to get him over the line. Now WAE, he's got a primal, or rather Milgara has got a Primal Rage for the next fight. Last time it was a little bit of a Milgara situation, but this time around I'm sure it'll be completely different. I'm sure he's going to clean house. Chio has the Tidal Blast. He's about 10 HP away from Tidal jacking it, but he will just have to use it to keep himself healthy. Milgara pops the Primal Rage, back jumps back in, straight into a Reaper's face, but ultimately this is a 1-for-1 exchange where nobody really got a benefit from either ult.
No, Proper's now into the backline, pressure onto Maka. Sunjin's trying to help Maka out of that one. Wants to push the kill, has full pocket, but Proper will duck away, runs into the Kiriko, clears that one out. But they've lost Hanbin's mechs during all of this. Big advantage for WAE now if they can just play around Milgaru and his bubble timing. Look for a little bit more. Kitsune Rush comes out. No ult to match it with just yet, and Milgaru's getting deleted as a result. Can't jump far enough away, lands in Merit's face. No tank, no problems. A Falcons classic, but Tectonic Shock in the backs. Trades are still going through. They're back onto point now, and WAE will get first flip.
Yeah, I mean, WAE have managed to steal the flip away after a lot of time. Oh, there's that WAE situation. Can't keep on that. Disaster. Wraith out for Merit, and he's in a lot of trouble. He will go down. Aid is traded, but ultimately, Pulse from Sunjin will be eaten up. Still, it's WAE in control of this scene. Team Falcons, they're constantly on the backstep, just trying to play life for the moment, but looks like they're about to have 5 again. They might be repushing soon.
Death Blossom in hand, Pulse Bomb, self-destruct, tools to be aggressive with, but double support ult very close for WAE. Maka needs a bit of help initially, as does Milgaru on point. They try and force Hanbin back. They have cleared Hanbin for now. He doesn't want to have to self-destruct for this. They want to push him with Kitsune Rush. They walk past the Reaper. They keep going forward. Falcons try to kite. They're on the run, but Hanbin, I think, has managed to get everyone out of this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good kite for Team Falcons. Next turn, WAE, they're still a little bit behind. They don't have another Primal Rage just yet. So, gonna have to wait and see whether they can get anything done. Tidal Blast for Maka is going to be the swing factor here. They need a stun with it. Tidal Blast comes out from Maka, but it's a self-cast. He's just trying to play life. He stuns Merit. Field is down as well. Counter Tidal Blast from Chio. He spreads his money as it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Milgaro goes down as well. And that means that it's a 3 versus 4, and WAE, they have lost the fight. Bomb from Harmon on the later end. Happy with that.
Yeah, I got D-Mex, had to pop it, so that's another ult bled out for WAE for not too much. Fielder's going to have the Kitsune Rush. This will be Falcon's only ultimate for this next fight. WAE, on the other hand, they'll have a Primal Rage. They can maybe look to go with that, force the Kitsune Rush out, take more of a neutral afterwards. And they only need one retake from this point, as we see Proper get poked out by some of those Water Orbs. Already Fielder trying to keep everyone alive as you see Aid coming through. Right-hand side from his perspective. Drill Dash just to scare the backline. Milgaro is going to follow it up. Fielder walking backwards now. Guardian Wave has been used. Milgaro, 1 HP, does get the Primal off. Suzu is good for now. Kitsune Rush as well as they look for more. Milgaro happy
He's so
with that
healthy.
trade. Yeah, he can go back in here if he wants. Sunjun still has the Pulse Bomb as well, but it looks like WAE are just going to take that 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, not a terrible trade in WAE. They're going to have more of an ult swing soon. They need to play very slowly for Aid and Lee Sun-min's ultimates, though. If they force the issue, it's just going to be a clean 5v5. The advantage will evaporate. Harmon's being poked very low, though. And WAE, they've already got their bodies on the point. Merit's drilled away as well. There's not even going to be a touch. So now Falcons, they need to stagger on. Chio's already down. Aid is in the back, but they don't even need to use the ultimates. So a true best case scenario for WAE here, as they've managed to get the retake and the kills without using a single ult.
Yeah, just Hanbin losing the neutral there. Can't even die on point either. Will get taken down. But yeah, didn't even have to use the ultimates. You saw Hanbin just take 1 billion damage. He has to run back, and all of a sudden, Falcons have no map control at all. Hanbin's actually going to swap for Winston now to try and solve some of this problem. Obviously, we've seen the Hanbinson before, but all of a sudden, it's starting to feel like WAE are in the more comfortable situation comp-wise.
Yeah, WAE, I mean, double support ultimate for them can be massive in this next turn as well. Would love to see a Tidal Blast go out offensively rather than defensively, because I feel like we've seen so many defensive ones come out from Maka today. Deep jump from the Han Binston, and already he's been poked quite heavily. Aid looks to have the pinch in the backline, finds one. He's looking for more on Chio, but unfortunately Chio is a rabbit, so he jumps over every pulse of that tectonic shock. Still 2 kills for WAE, potentially even 3. Absolutely not. I'm lying once again, but WAE get the first cap. All it costs them is 2 ultis.
All of a sudden, things are starting to click for WAE. They're finding a lot of success on these dives. We're seeing Aid go in early, force the backline, corral them into a sort of already kited position. Then Milgaro with a follow-up. All of a sudden, WAE are starting to look very dangerous when they go forward. We're going to see just a jump for space now from Milgaro to the right-hand side. Both Winston's taking a little bit of poke as Falcons come from this left-hand side. But Sunjun's found proper. Kitsune Rush trade will happen, but players down. Merit has the Blossom over the top. They have to be careful as they try and push this Reaper. Milgaro has to drop the Primal. We'll be chasing Hanbin down with that one, but not before he kills Lee Sun-min. He only has eyes for Hanbin right now, Milgaro, and Merit's dropped the Blossom in the backline. Pick for him. Milgaro comes back in. He will be able to get 1 kill, but now he's face-to-face with the Reaper. He jumps in looking for more TP to chase him down. Merit turns around and deals with Sunjun as well. He has killed both backliners here, Milgaro, but it's low on supports all around, so Milgaro has to give it up.
Yeah, Milgaro is just going to have to give this one away. Next turn, Tidal Blast, eventually, for Maka, but will probably be matched by the Han Binston Primal Rage at that turn. But ultimately, if Sunjun can't stick somebody here, if Maka can't find value with the Tidal Blast, it's going to be a difficult situation, a hole for WAE to dig themselves out of, because Fielder is going to have a faster Kitsune Rush that's going to help them fight on the point. Proper, he's only 25% away from a Pulse Bomb, and he is one of the stickiest men in the world. Genuinely, it's like walking through a puddle of Tarzan's grip. Now you can see Lee Sun-min over on the side, poking away. Lee Sun-min's poked incredibly low, but will just TP out. He will survive, lives to tell the tale. But WAE, they're playing it real slow until they get this Tidal Blast online. I like it.
And been trying to preserve that Primal Rage. He's so low. He has to pop it. He has to go back in. Eyes on Lee Sun-min now. Forces another TP out. Wants to get back on him. Boops him away. Can't quite land it. Suzu's been used as well. Takes for Mega. He really is still on Lee Sun-min. He gets his second TP. Proper will finish the job.
Whoa.
The rest of Falcons have found kills while this is all going on as well.
Last fight.
And they will be good for it. Yeah, they're going to tie
I
it
really
up. There's no
thought
choice.
I really thought that WAE were just going to invest into that fight. I get that it's not the end of the map, but I mean, they took one fight for an entire 100% retake. They spent heaps of time playing it slow. I thought that they would have just taken the 1-for-1 with the title blast onto Lee Soo-min if it looked like he was in a spot of bother. But Maka, he built that ult right at the start. The title blast was available the whole time. Never was it used. Now Falcons, I mean, the ults are right back online for them. They've got 4 for the next turn. So WAE, it feels like whatever window of opportunity that they had, it's slammed shut on their fingers.
Double support ult now for Falcons as well as
very
that
white
Blossom.
primal.
Tidal Blast available for Mac. At least it's not a mile away, but 20% could be a long time if Falcons start the fight quickly. For now, though, just a bit of a side fight as Proper tries to get in and Sunjun matches him. A good orb forces Sunjun back as well. Fielder's trying to pocket him for him. Has to actually Wraith and Kitsune Rush invested here. Lee Soo-min now has one to repush if they want it. Gonna be a Tidal Blast onto Proper, trying to hunt it down. Can't connect with backline instead. Now does run straight into Maka. No value from WAE's Tidal Blast on the other side, but they're going to go with Kitsune Rush as they lose a second player. 3v5 Kitsune now, and they have to do it all. Milgaro is looking for the backline. He's going to pop a Primal. They're going for it all. Blossom over top. The brothers are getting it done. Milgaro has evened it up. Looking for more now. He's chased Fielder out, but Merit's found a kill on point. Wraith is out. Bubble available for Milgaro. There's a Reaper in his face. Merit has the Blossom there solo, and Merit has full pocket. Merit's held on to the point right now.
This game losing, Xavier. WAE have just spent every single ultimate, 4 ults in a lost fight. Aid swings the corner and he dies right at his brother's feet. An absolute tearjerker. Merit pushes deep now. He pops the spin. He takes down Lee Soo-min. He takes down Maka. He's even going to chase Milgaro as Aid TP's back in and gets to watch his own brother die. It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. Oh my God. WAE have thrown this one. They've given it away.
A family tragedy for WAE as they now have one fight to try and keep themselves alive in this map. But Falcons, they have all the ults. Kitsune Rush Primal ready to go already. And it's going to be such a hard touch as well. You can see Sunjun already getting marked by Proper and Shio on this side. Sunjun's got support to bully his way in, but WAE, they have no choice but to go. But they're going to commit into a Primal, commit into a Primal Rage. It's very difficult for him. TP across as Sunjun gets the first touch. Fielder patient with it as Wraith has been forced. Pulse Bomb out to nothing. WAE have taken a good amount of damage. Falcons are being very patient with this. They still have these ultimates. The overtime still being triggered. Now Fielder will pull the trigger. Looking for some of these kills. Merit's awfully low. One for Proper in the back. Merit TP's dies, actually. All of a sudden, Hanbin still has the Primal Rage, though, and Proper's getting more kills in the backline here. It's desperation for WAE. Milgaro is going to try and stagger it out one more time. Aid with a desperate TP and Blossom into the bubble. It kills Fielder, actually. Primal now comes out from Hanbin, trying to finish the job. It's a miracle. They're making it work, but Hanbin, he still has his Primal. He comes back swinging it for Milgaro, but they can't touch.
Agony. Agony.
Nap Red
for the WAE heads.
Was so close to turning into fish.
Oh my God, it was actually a bread to fish situation.
Like, I could see a tail.
So close for so long, and here we are. Never in doubt for even a sec. Not to talk draft too much, given I'm obviously a bit inexperienced in that regard. What's with the going to the best ball map in the game and leaving the ball ban open? What's that about?
Was it not WAE's pick, no? Wait, I forgot.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
All the bans.
It was WAE's. It has to be WAE's pick. They lost map 1.
Oh yeah, they just went Lucio. Yeah.
Yeah, they Lucio banned instead. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are we umming? What are we umming right now? We're umming and umming. What's wrong? Milglizzy ball reverse sweep, surely. They're out of good ball maps. They just played Busan and Atlas, and on Morocco they didn't even stop with the nitty gritty. I'm sorry. I'll do the anti nitty gritty. We'll go play words.
Words. Shut up and put the words on screen, Grandad.
I'll put the word. There's still Esper, right? Yeah, what about the other 2 maps they have to win in order to not lose? I love, they write then they write then they write anal because they've started playing the words and they're guessing. For fuck's sake.
I hate when chat nervously asks for anal. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a drink. Don't exclamation mark anal, it's not a command.
All right. Oh, sneaky bowler. Awesome. Is that a Flats video up there I see? Yeah, I use him as my intro when I'm doing like a starting soon screen. I was making some breakfast or something, so I just queued up the video and just had him talking for 10 minutes quietly. He inspires me every day, so. Evening, Momo. How you doing? I took a little break from the game, Sylvie. First time scream. So.
I'm back.
Hang on, I just need to take a screenshot real quick.
Alright.
Now you can go back to playing the words. Dunce. Bounce. I just ate a whole block of cheese while watching my ads. That's the spirit, Chase 4000. Just don't eat a whole block of cheese every time an ad roll runs, because you might actually die by the end of the stream if that's how much cheese you're eating. Or find very small blocks of cheese. Play it safe. Chase, are you going to play this weekend?
Cheese, also
Marble
good morning.
soon.
Morning.
Yeah, perhaps we could do some marbles soon. When I was younger, I used to just eat mozzarella blocks. Oh, heavens.
That's an intense cheese to eat a block of.
Like,
Bread's up.
you're thinking of 2-kilogram blocks of cheese in Australia. These Americans have way smaller cheese blocks. Yeah, but ads roll every time we're between maps. Like, if this guy eats a little block of cheese every time, like that,
Even a Baby Bell
Like,
would be too much cheese.
yeah, exactly. Like, even if you could do half a Baby Bell every ad break, and you'd still wind up contributing to the obesity epidemic by the end of the stream. Like, it's not safe. Mozzarella blocks, they're only sold in balls here. Love eating those.
Ours come in discs. What was that? Tracer ban from WAE and then a Wu Yang ban from Falcons. I think you could probably still play Anakiri. Where are we? New Queen Street if you're WAE here.
So I'm playing words, mate. Carry on. Legible was one of the words. Oh, we're in game already. Goodbye, words. Handed all said fighting, though.
Right on into New Queen Street. Get your preds in. For WAE belief is dwindling. Dwindling as we speak.
Way bros, we're not on ball. It's so over. 8 is on Sombra.
Wait,
Way bros, I
Hanbin's
don't
on
feel
ball.
so
It's
good.
on. It's back on. Hanbin's on ball.
It's actually so on. Hambit on
It's-
ball and Aid pre-fight Sombra pick.
Oh wait,
We're
I'm
on.
behind you.
Way bros, we've never been so far. What? 45, 44. Where are you at? 43.
Wait, keep going.
42, 40, 39, 38.
You need like a flick of pause.
37.
38, 37, 36, 35, 34,
We're on.
33. We're so back. All right, so Falcons
That's like
going
a 3-second
sim-
flicker you wanted there. Like, be so
Yeah.
serious.
More of a flicker. Yeah. So, Ball Soldier Sim from the Falcons. So, yeah, Hanbin's going to kill
Aid
Aid.
is dead.
So, on paper, if you showed me these lineups, I'd be feeling good if I was a WAE fan. But if you showed me the reality, I'd maybe feel a little bit less good. Milgaro was getting chased out, but Sun just found 2 kills before
Sunjit.
going down, actually. So it's winnable. Milgaro's living just about. He's getting peppered in the back from Hanbin, but they stabilised up top here, WAE. And now they can look for their next engage. Slam onto Lee Soo Min, but it's an aggressive push. Maka's got a couple of dinks there. Well, not dinks, body shots. Milgaro fighting a TP, going back up to the high ground. And WAE, they're really struggling here, but they are gaining the first meters.
Yeah, WAE have posted the first meters through some sort of miracle. Mr. T, that's not the member of the A team, but Sonjin, Mr. Trade, finding a few at the end there and winning it for his team. Now you can see Sonjin once again pushing inside, dueling Proper. Proper's incredibly low, but the Suzu's been missed, and now it's suddenly starting to look like Mr. T's good for it again. 2 for WAE, but 2 for Falcons in response. No cart push as well. Looks like Hanbin has gone and stolen that one away. 3 players running from a lone Chio indoors, trying to block the cart, trying to take down Chio, but no kills. Still, just a trade back and forth. No meaningful meters really posted for either side just yet.
Really great start to that fight from WAE, where Milgaro and Sunjin were able to catch the side there, shut down Proper immediately. But the trades are good, and now we're getting up to the big ult trade. Ada's been found. He's in big trouble, but he's got a little bit of pocket, actually, so he'll be okay. Lee Soo Min also needs a lot of help, and they are just struggling WAE. They're losing so many of these engagements on the side or on the back. Hanbin's going to go for an uninspiring Mines that will at least keep himself alive for now. But WAE with ult advantage as we get up to this big ult fight. And it's worth noting, Proper's Visor isn't going to be worth a lot. It's a beat flank push. Beat comes out defensively and Kitsune rush. Maka now has it, but AD goes down into the mines while casting EMP. Disaster! Blade over the top though. Sunjin not done with it yet. He gets one, but Gio's going to come give him a look. Gets into that one, takes a slash and gets out of it. And now he's getting booped around. Hanbin, Gio, Fielder all regrouping onto point. Merit's trying to gain a few meters back, but Milgaro's come to match that one. It's very messy. WAE still have the Kitsune rush and the Primal to throw into this. But Falcons, here comes the Primal. Getting booped away. Trying to chase it down, but Milgaro, he can't find any kills out of that. So again, WAE struggle to get this ult value. Visor now.
Visor's out for proper now in main. I mean, he's just swinging through the train. No targets on his screen right now, but it feels like both teams are horrifically struggling when it comes to ult value. Maka's been nursing this Kitsune rush any second now, mate. TP's up onto the high ground, drops the Suzu, drops the rush, but it's Aid who falls again. Lee Soo-min eats a Helix rocket on the chin, and WAE, for all of their hard work, for all of that effort, for all of those ults, they've got nothing. 25 meters on the board in 4 minutes, and now Falcons are going to take the lead.
Disaster from WAE with all of their ultimates there. Not quite sure what's going wrong with all of these. Maka in turn had so many opportunities before that moment to drop the Kitsune rush. Falcons are finding all this early pressure, putting WAE on the back foot, and as a result, they're struggling with this. And for now, Falcons, they're going to stabilize inside, deal with that first engage from WAE, push them back, but they have lost control of a robot. Kitsune rush to try and gain control back, and Proper has found Aid again. Hanbin's going to get boot back in, but he can still go for backline here. Doesn't find the key target there. Sunjin was probably the lowest in all of it. But Falcons now threatening checkpoint.
We need a little bit of brother to brother, a bit of heart to heart right now, because Aid is just taking the piss. He's completely out of sync with his team. Milgaru, an empath, he simultaneously starts tossing the game to sync up with his brother. Neither of the two brothers right now having much of a performance to speak of. Aid is having a real rough time finding any opening. Minefield comes out on the point. Another manual hack onto Hanbin, but once again he escapes onto the Mega. He gets the pocket. Bubble down from Milgaru, just out in the open. And maybe a beef push on the cards for WAE, but Cheer's about to have a beat to mash.
They're looking for their opportunity now, but Falcons are keeping their distance, trying to buy Chio in that time. Lee Soo-min looking for his opportunity here with Sunjin. They're trying to go through. Symbol out from Merit. Lee Soo-min can go through with beat if he wants, but they're also far away. Falcons have made the map so big. They're clearing out this side fight now. Lee Soo-min's going to beat push. It's a two-person beat Blade. Chio beats back, but it's not in time to save proper. Sunjin's going to put a lot of damage on. Deletes Fielder with that one as well, and Sunjin closes it out.
Yeah, that's a crucial fight here for WAE. They do have an EMP for the next turn. The two brothers, actually, they both have their ultimates. Primal Rage is available as well. And the fact that they've cleaned up so nicely, they've stolen the card at the same time, they're actually going to get a really significant amount of meterage done here. The swaps from Team Falcons, you can see they're over to the Reaper to counter out Milgaru. They're over to the Sim as well for Merit. Proper TP's on behind. He's got himself a mini health pack that's been hacked up by Aid. Aid's pressured early on, but ultimately this checkpoint fight's going to be everything. If WAE win this, they will be taking the lead.
EMP as well. There we go. Straight onto Fielder. Sunjin's there to finish the job. Gets one Chronic kill out of it. Hack now comes through onto Hanbin. He's awfully low. They'll clean that one up. Falcons just dying on checkpoint now, hoping for a trade, hoping for something, but nothing doing. And WAE with a great chance now, not just to take the checkpoint, take the lead, but get a few big meters on the board here with Milgaru's Primal.
It's definitely going to secure them the lead, as they are going to start pushing the cart past 57. But hang on. Contest from Hanbin, a fast contest. What an egregious throw this feels like. He's on the cut. What on earth? Okay, now they're going to get the lead, surely. Hanbin just comes flying in like a bat out of hell. No brakes on this train as he just hoons in and donates an entire team wipe to WAE for no reason at all.
No trades
So
either.
much ult charge. What was that?
I don't know. They somebody must have said we can go for this here. Probably Hanbin, and technically he was right. They could go for it, but it was such a tough engage. Now Hanbin slam with the backline. Milgaru's got his primal here, but he's been cleared away very quickly. 50 HP, gets a mini. Hanbin is still on the chase. Milgaru won't get out, and it's another disaster ultimate from WAE. They'll get the lead. They'll get a bit more out of it. They're still all behind, so WAE are going to commit to this. A blade out from Sunjin. He's got two immediately. He's getting it done. Only a ball left to slice, but it'll take a decent chunk of Hanbin's HP, and Aid will finish the job. And it looked like a disaster from WAE, but Sunjin's good for it with a blade again.
Sunjin simply too good to lose this map. Constantly clutching. Mr. T from the very first fight, finding the trades when they need it. And now, WAE, double support ultimate and another EMP to push this through. Kitsune Rush comes out. Minefield from Hanbin. Push continues for WAE. EMP is available. Ajax, not an Ajax. EMP comes out though. Both DPS die. So Chio, I mean, he might as well spread them because there's only 2 members for Falcons remaining. We're looking like a full push now, Xavier.
Hanbin's not going to get back into spawn. Proper's coming back with the Blossom. Merit 10% away from this sim wall, so they have a chance to contest it. But Sunjin, he's keeping them pinned in. Fielder's 1 HP already. They come away. Blossom on point. Isolated. Bubble on top of that. Merit TP's in. He has the sim wall. Drops the sim wall, but he's isolated here. They go in. Merit is still somehow alive. Chio is desperate for a trade. Chio kills Aid. He gets the trade before he goes down. Hanbin back on Winston, and Falcons have managed to hold it.
Unbelievable recontest there from Falcons, but Mr. T, he's still alive and well. He finds another trade onto the Han Binston. He's got a blade to keep it going. Falcons are definitely not turning off close spawns here. Milgaro already positioned nice and forward. Merit dancing with death, playing so far up ahead, going for this poke. If he has to use his TP early, suddenly Sonjin's going to be able to find the kill. Sonjin is apparently just going to get microwaved instead, goes for the blade on the sim that still has TP. Apparently didn't learn a lot from that EMEA sim meta, and now a real window of opportunity for Falcons to potentially stage a comeback.
I'm worried for WAE. They've been so up and down in this map and in this series as well in terms of how things have gone for them. They've got an incredibly large lead as we enter the final minute, but Falcons starting to get a bit of a head of steam. They're going to have a Kitsune rush, but again, WAE, they're going to have a Kitsune rush to match. They're going to have this primal as well, but we need ult value from someone who's not Sunjin, or neutral value works too. They one-shot proper before he comes out. Now they're chasing the kills. Kitsune rush out. They want to trade it. They are turning it. Milgari dies on 98%. They flood forward. They're hunting down for more kills, and Falcons, they have another opening.
Falcons, they can really do this. They can close the series out if they play perfectly from here on out. Their ult bank is a little bit light at the moment, but give them 25% for Harm and Merit and Chio, and suddenly there's going to be a huge bank to contend with. WAE, if they fight fast right now, there's nothing online for Team Falcons. They could potentially win the series for themselves right here and now, but if they keep going slow, it's going to be very, very even, and it could even be last fight. They're conceding so many meters.
Opportunity to go for WAE. They have the ults. They nearly have the beat. Kitsune Rush comes out. Chio beats first. Lee Sumin gets the beat off. Doesn't hit Milgari, but he is primaling. They clean up Merit with that. We're going into the final 10 seconds. No wall out. Falcons, they pop the primal back. They have to keep fighting. Merit can drop the symbol from spawn when he comes back. Hanbin finds aid on that one as well. Now he's onto the Reaper. Trying to get him out. TP away. Simwall comes through. Pushing back. Falcons hanging in this one now. They've got more meters coming, and WAE have spent the bank.
WAE have blown the entire bank on this one. Falcons are posting meters. If there's a wipe here, it is over. WAE will win this map or lose it depending on who is wiped. Now, there's no more recontests at 100 meters with overtime. Now you can see Sonjin closing on the spin. Proper's in the same boat, but Milgara, he's jumped so deep. They're peeling for him initially, but they can't find the kill. Proper and Sonjin both 98%. Sonjin pops the spin, but he goes down. The Suzu's good. Lee Sumin falls as well, and it's a 5v3. There's a rush on point. If WAE can soft reset, if anybody can play life, they might be good for another touch, but it's going to be so dicey, Xavier.
They're going to have to run back. Proper's holding up a spawn with Blossom. Chio's going to camp the other one as well. They're going to make this touch so hard. They flood out. They still have lead for now. They've got the touch. Proper's coming back to point with Blossom. Well, Sunjin's going to go down after this. Comes back out. Milgaru on Diva to help eat this Blossom. They still have the lead for now, but they are hanging on. Juno back from Maka. The backline so low. D-Mech comes through. Proper is just nursing this Blossom. He doesn't even need it. Suzu now the beat from Chio, and it's going to be all Falcons. What a comeback.
Oh, unreal comeback from Falcons. Such a fumble. Such a fumble from WAE. They were this close to full capping the map. I'm going to go rewind and do some watching. Like, it really felt like they should have been full capping the map there. Like, they've got, what's it, 3 meters on the board. There's a desperate touch on. Proper Blossoms on. So they're 5v4, 3 meters. Fluency Overwatch. Thanks for the tier 1. Welcome. Chio, like, look at Aid. Aid is so wide in the fight, and he just gets, like, one clip by Chio. Aid throws his own TP into the wall as well. Like, when he gets pushed by Chio, he throws his TP into the wall. TP is on the spot instead of TPing to live. Like, just kills himself. Merit's, like, super low up in main. Like, that's just so ugly. And then the EMP fight as well. Like, the fight where they had Milgaro has Primal, Aid has EMP, like, how did they lose that? Aid's 99% with EMP. He didn't EMP Jax, but he hit a 0-man EMP. He EMP'd the cart and there was nobody in it. Like,
you go back and watch all that. Like, if you go and like track all of WAE's ultimates, they won that one EMP fight when they were in Falcon spawn. They won the 2 Sunjin Blade fights. It feels like that was almost it, you know? Like, all the support ult trades felt rough. The primals found nothing. Thank you, I Hate Arizona for the tier 1, and thank you, Stormbreaker, for the 5 months prime.
Yeah, MP still breaks Simwall, Luca. So not only did he not use it to counter the Simwall, but, you know, he also just did it for nothing. Like, That's really bad. Like 0 man EMP from Aiden, a 5v4 throws them the game. Like actually throws the game. Thank you very much, Queeper TM for the 5 months. Welcome back. Hunter, do I eat pasta or kebab today? Are you making it for the pasta or are you ordering either way? If you're ordering, get a kebab. If you're making one of the two, have the pasta.
What does aid EMP here?
Nothing. The car.
Like, what are they EMPing? I presume he wanted to catch someone who was near that room. And then he gets traded for it as well.
Yeah. I mean, Aid made some catastrophic errors this map. Like,
We're dead
really
in the neutral
bad.
a lot, like found early, and then EMPs
After that first
were
EMP,
probably one for 3, 1 for 4, maybe.
Hi, Nuclear. Oh,
Uh,
what am I doing? We're between maps and I'm not playing ads. Grow up.
What do I think of Brig in this meta and patch? I think really tough. I think if the other team's playing D.Va, there's maybe a bit of space for it. Like, if you think, last week when Alcacia played Twisted Minds, they were both playing D.Va and it was on Rialto, so there was like some Brig Wuyang going on or some Brig Ana. So I feel like there's kind of a place for it now on slightly bigger maps when the other teams are playing D.Va, but I think for the most part, the Winston kind of runs over it, the Reaper can really run over it as well, and it's just really hard for Brig to live in these situations, whereas stuff like Kiri, Wuyang, even Ana, there's like much more consistent survival tools, much like more powerful cooldowns, more powerful ults and stuff, so I think Brig is in a really niche spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying Aid after his first EMP died to the mine. I mean, Luke is exactly right. Like, the longer a mine is on the ground, the more deadly it becomes. Like, the less...
magnetic over
the longer
time.
it gets more and more magnetic over time. Like, Aid has already demonstrated that he likes throwing his TP into hazardous locations. He probably just threw it downtown, landed in 10 mines.
You know those experiments where they put someone in a room with a button that says do not press, and basically over time it gets harder and harder not to press the button? The minefield works the same way. You see the minefield and you go, I can't go near that because it will hurt me. But then over time, you just, the void calls and you can't help but just get closer and closer and closer just to see what happens, People are saying there's some issues with the YouTube. What is it? Is the audio like cutting out? I don't know how much I can really... Let's have a goose. Let's see what my OBS settings will let me press.
Golden Kappa 2, really? Is that a 7 TV Golden Kappa? Like, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. Thank you, Jamal. Happy Friday, y'all. To all those who celebrate. The Golden Kappa looks like Rocket. Yeah, he looks pretty dialed from a distance. But then upon closer inspection, he's only good for 1.
Seems fine to you? Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's coming in and out, but I'm not quite sure what's causing it.
I think the only issue that I really see with my YouTube is the absence of likes, to be honest. Like, definitely a boost YouTube like situation.
I'll take a few likes if they're going around as well. The ratio seems off.
I mean, if we got likes going right now, if we could get some likes going, that'd be good. Someone just disliked. It just went from 32 to 31. I'm crying.
Proper player of the match. Ooh, feels pretty reasonable.
Yeah, many such cases, I think.
Yeah, I think Fielder and Sheer were actually class for most of that as well. I think that Busan doesn't go the way it went without them all doing, with like Sheer and Fielder doing like really high level stuff.
Chase 4000 has just escaped another ad break and said, for anyone wondering, the cheese block was 16 ounces. That is officially my breakfast and lunch worth of calories. All right, well, stay away from 16-ounce blocks of cheese in the future, because there are more ad breaks coming, and I don't want to be the reason that you've died from a cheese-related death. The only cheese-related deaths that are acceptable are when those people do that cheese rolling down the hill competition thing, and yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Nuclear47, for the 8 months as well. Thank you very much.
You went and counted, and Aid had 6 first fight deaths and 2 EMP Jaxes. Oh, heavens.
It's not great.
Hit scan on Sombra situation, I think.
Just a reminder for everyone as well. Now, WAE literally have Taechong on the roster too. At any point,
Let's invest.
at any point, they could sub in Taechong, just have him play Tracer or Genji, and have Sunjin fill in some of these roles. But we're in week 3, so it's not feeling super likely.
Hi, Sunshine Bread. Are we investing right now? Are we getting rich together? Is that what's going on?
한빈 선수 인터뷰
What happened with the